The course Applying Linguistics and Cross-Cultural Awareness begins with the definition of Applying Linguistics discipline. First unit provides the definition of Applied Linguistics, its applications, and explanation why this discipline is known as a language-related problem-solving approach. It is also explained why language is considered a system. Applied linguistics is a very broad discipline. It describes language, explains how it is learned and used. It is a systematic study of language structure and the role of language in communication. So applied linguistics is commonly defined as a field of study that identifies, investigates, and offers solutions to language-related problems. Applied linguistics is concerned about many aspects related to languages. For example, it studies role and functions of language for human communication, origin and evolution of world languages. It also analyzes relationship between language and society, describes language variations. This discipline is also concerned about how people learn and understand languages. The term applied linguistics consists of two parts: linguistics, which refers to science of language, and applied. The second part of the word implies that language is applied to something. Basically, linguistics concerns everything related to language and the areas they can be used or applied. Since language is everywhere, so it can be applied to practically all aspects of human life. Let us name just some of the applications. We need language for teaching and learning of foreign languages, language acquisition, computational linguistics, lexicography, machine translation. The scientific knowledge of language can be also used in data mining. What does it mean? Let us suppose you need to find some definitions of terms in Google. So you write a word, let's say culture. So Google will immediately provide many sources related to the solicited word. Let's continue. Another application of language can be found in language pedagogy, or theory of developing teaching methods, language interpretation, facilitating of oral or sign language communication between users of different languages, internet linguistics. This studies new language styles and forms that have arisen under the influence of the internet and short message service known as SMS. For example, abbreviations as LOL, laugh out aloud, or imho, in my humble opinion, and so on. The knowledge of language can also be applied in areas related to language, culture, and pragmatics, defining cultural aspects in language teaching and intercultural communication. Language can also be applied in language control, dialectology studies of dialects, variations in language, in text analysis or written discourse, and even in criminology. For example, forensic linguistics applies language knowledge into crime investigations, law, evidences, trials, and in automatic speech recognition. For example, identifying the accents of a person who committed a crime. As it was mentioned, applied linguistics is known as a language-related problem-solving approach, since language is manifested in speech, and speech is in the part of humans' biological nature, so applied linguistics deals with practical issues involving language in the life of the community. It is basically applied to professional activities and helps to solve problems in such areas as language and education, in teaching, learning, test-taking, language and translation or interpretation, clinical linguistics in treatment of speech disorders, social, political, economical linguistics, analyzes regional, geographical, social variations of language, dialects, and so on, service providers, and the list can go on. Now it is time to define the concept of language. Language is human speech. But this definition is incomplete. More complete definition would be: it is a system of vocal sounds and combination of such sounds to which meaning is attributed, used for the expression or communication of thoughts and feelings. It can also be defined as a special set of symbols, letters, numerals, rules, grammar sets, and so on, used for the transmission of information. However, language is not only words and sounds. Communication can also occur through symbols, so we can state that any means of expressing of communicating as gestures, signs like traffic, symbology, or nonverbal communication as body language is also language. You can observe different alphabets in this slide, so we can say that language can also be defined as the written representations of such a system. Language is a deeply mental phenomenon, and of course it is a system. It is a system because each human world language has its own patterns of speech, such as grammar rules, letters or alphabet, numerals, lexis, phrasal verbs, idiomatic expressions, collocations, and clearly distinctive paralinguistic elements such as body language, facial expressions, gestures, cultural behavioral differences, discourse elements, together with symbolism such as signs, traffic signs, and so on. Sound symbolism expressed through pronunciation patterns and prosodic system like pitch, tone, intonation. Well, dear course participant, thank you for your time. I wish you much success in your studies, much inspiration, and all the best. Thank you.